Dun, 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 dun.
And we're on.
We're on. Good evening. I'm Joseph Viney of BaDoink.io here with the latest edition of Weird Sex News.
Andy Cole's here, by the way.
Hello, Andy Cole. Classic striker for Newcastle and Manchester United. Defence is the best form of attack, starring Debbie Harry from Videodrome. It's easy to deride police officers as tits. But one Hong Kong woman took the notion a little too far after allegedly attacking a police officer with her breasts. Well, I say allegedly, she's been convicted of said crime. Ng Lai Ying was arrested after her double-barreled assault on an officer during a street protest on March 1st.
That's insane.
Lai Ying was convicted under very, very dubious circumstances. In court, she claimed that during the protest, the police officer in question had reached out to grab a bag she was carrying, but happened to touch her breast in the ensuing melee.
Good lord.
Alas. Magistrates did not believe her story and accused her of using her female identity to trump the allegation that the officer had molested you. Whatever that means, to be honest. They later went on to describe it as a malicious act.
Sounds malicious.
If this ruling didn't seem crazy enough already, then check this out.
Oh my god.
This shot purports to be Lai Ying during the altercation, and given that her nose appears to be liberally gushing blood, that's a liberal gushing of blood, and the officer's injuries weren't released for public consumption, it's fair to say that this has been a whitewash from start to finish. So yeah, that's Hong Kong justice, looks like.
That's insane, man. I mean, that's a serious blow to the nose. We got a question here from Andy. Did she break her own nose with her own boob?
Whether she was running at the time or not is as yet unknown.
Well, from the picture she looked quite small and it seems hard, unless she's got a really floppy neck.
Yeah, I mean, that does look like a severe smash to the face.
It does look like a severe smash to the face.
So I'm going to have to side with Miss Lai Ying on this point, I think.
Right.
Given recent events over the past couple of years in Hong Kong where the police have shown sort of no surrender to the notion of justice.
So we say Lai Ying is the truth.
Lai Ying is the truth, yes.
Alright. Ooh, hello. Oh, if that for me does it. I mean, I like a sexy alligator.
I'm on board with this. You know, this is from my own personal collection, this photo, anyway.
Let's just have a look at it. Look at you. Look at that. Yep, seems right to me.
So, guess where this story emanates from? Which state in the United States?
Florida? It's the
That's
crocodile.
right. The home of the crazies. Inspiration for The Hills Have Eyes? Maybe. Inspiration for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Maybe. Inspiration for Crocodile Rock? No. Inspiration for Crocodile Cock? You're getting there.
What about Crocodile Dundee?
Well, he might have been involved, and this is something he might have got up to. But Rupert Darwin was arrested after keeping a tied and blindfolded alligator captive for a month in his home as a sex slave.
What?
That's right.
Tied up or tie-dyed?
Well, you know, in the 60s he might have been tie-dyed, but he was tied up in this instance.
Wow.
One report, which really oddly described Darwin as a relatively unknown fisherman. Relative to what? I don't know.
The known fisherman.
The known
living
fisherman
around there.
Yeah, of Florida. Described how the witness who called the cops found Darwin banging the alligator in his backyard in broad daylight in the middle of the afternoon.
Like banging as in... Wow.
You know. Said witness also went on to say that they heard Darwin mutter to the alligator, "Next time you try to kill a man, you best get the job done. Now you're my bitch forever."
Oh my god, so you think this alligator attacked him and he got so angry that he decided to take the alligator back home, keep him, and fuck it?
That looks like the most linear narrative here, but at the same time, a man who keeps an alligator as a sex slave probably has a few other things going on in his head, so it's hard to see where the truth lies in this point. The witness, in a statement to police, said, "It was the damn strangest thing I've ever seen." Probably at the fictional behest of a local journalist. The gator didn't even move. It was like it didn't give a shit that man was having sex with it. I mean, we've all been there, right?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, every day. Police heeded the call and arrested Darwin on multiple charges of animal cruelty and one count of illegally keeping an animal. Suffice to say, the judge will probably leather him for it.
Oh my god. Well, I hope for his sake he was told to crocodile it back a little bit.
His bark is indeed worse than his bite.
Although he clearly enjoys a nice bit of snapper.
Yeah, like Led Zeppelin.
Let's take a look at that beauty.
Look at that. Oh. What an old bag.
Ooh, hoochie coo.
That's right.
Actually, it takes me back. I got married recently. The dress.
The dress, of course, yeah, and the facial hair.
No.
So, a woman is going to marry her dog. I could probably cut the story short right there, but I won't, or I can't. She's marrying her dog after her husband died recently.
Okay, that's sad.
Her late husband was her cat.
Oh, okay, that's not so sad.
That's not so sad. Dominic Lisberal, which probably isn't pronounced like that, location unknown and probably for the best, but probably Florida, claims to have found love with her dog after the death of her cat from kidney failure. I don't know why I find that so funny. Dominic has actually ordained herself as a minister to be able to carry out the planned ceremony, and also weds other people to their own pets as well.
Where's this woman from?
It's unknown,
Okay.
but probably Florida. But, you know, she'll marry people to their pets, but don't worry, she does have some standards.
Oh, good.
I'm happy to conduct same-sex marriages, she said, which until a few weeks ago had the same legal rights as interspecies marriage in the USA anyway.
Crazy.
I only marry domestic animals, though. In some parts of the world, you hear of people keeping lions and tigers as pets. I wouldn't marry them. Dominique claims to have received death threats from people saying that she promotes bestiality, which is probably a fair shout when you think about it.
Yeah, it does seem a bit sort of like on the ball.
And of course, she neither confirms nor denies that she fucks animals. I'd say Dominique should be put in the doghouse, but I don't really want to encourage that kind of behaviour.
You know what? It'd be great to go to the wedding just to hear the dog say, "I Scooby-Doo."
Scooby-Doo.
That is incredible.
And take your ruffle-redded knife.
Yes. I just don't know what to think about that.
And that's not the dog itself. The dog is a border collie.
Well, I mean, at least it's alive. I mean, there's people that like marry objects.
But interestingly, if you put person marrying, the second search result is animal. So it's time to leave the earth.
What's the first search?
I don't know. I just saw animal because that's what I was looking for.
Good. All right. Nice one. I hope it was people. Blimey, it's all about the animals.
It's all about the sexy animal photos today.
What has happened to that sheep?
He's been fishing.
Nice gag, by the way. I heard a rumour. Very nice. Very nice.
I do all this by myself with the aid of multiple Christmas crackers.
Yeah, we can tell.
Now, if you want to insult a Welshman, you call them a sheepshagger. It's an age-old classic, and if deployed properly, can get them bouncing like any good old spring lamb. So, as if desperate to try and pen themselves into the stereotype, there's more of this.
Nice.
A father and his two sons, Adam, John and David Cofferty, because their names really should be made public, have been jailed after being caught running an animal brothel in the South Welsh city of Swansea.
Good Christ.
An animal brothel.
An animal brothel.
An animal brothel, which could be the new album by Lou Reed, if he wasn't dead. The brothel, which was named, I kid you not, the Ram Inn, sourced its clients from the deep web and allowed them to browse a veritable menagerie of beasts for their sexual pleasure. Sheep happened to be the house specialty, with 47 different varieties, including a rare pygmy goat from Southeast Asia, were removed from the premises by animal cruelty officers.
Do you reckon they'd line them up? You know, if you go to a normal brothel and the talent comes out, do you think they lined up the sheep?
You know what? I honestly dread to think. I can't even think how this thing would go down. I can't even imagine.
Don't pretend you don't remember.
Look, just because I own shares in this place, it doesn't mean I have any.
Do you own shares or do you own shears?
I just dipped in once or twice.
Oh, nice.
Animal protection officers reported various bedrooms on the premises with wooden posts and buckles. All involved have previous convictions for the same offences at the same address.
You're talking about the people that run the place, not the animals.
Yeah, the animals arrested for soliciting. The RSPCA, which is the Royal Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals in the UK, said in a statement, bizarrely, this case was never about targeting sex workers.
Right, okay.
What?
Well, it's good that they cleared that up, then.
And like the Cofferty family, it looks like they weren't the only ones barking up the wrong tree.
Oh, dear Christ. Oh, Andy wants to know if this is Swansea in Florida.
I hear it's twinned with, I don't know, Orlando.
Actually, I heard the star of the show was a swan sea, or a sea swan.
Yeah, sea swan, yeah. Yeah, I mean, a black swan for, some interracial action, I don't know.
Or just a terrible movie.
Or a terrible movie, indeed. That has been Weird Sex News 7, Animal Language.
I think it has been probably one of the weirdest ones.
Yeah, I'm not sure about my newfound status as Europe's prime bestiality news reporter, but you've all got to start somewhere, or indeed finish somewhere.
It's a little bit better than Europe's primary bestiality practitioner.
That's true.
So to step up for you, to step up.
Getting somewhere. Look at me, Mum.
But that was another one of your problems, and let's not go into that one now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So thanks again for watching. We've had all of these were crowdsourced again, so thank you, you horrible, horrible people.
They are horrible, aren't they? They're the worst.
Truly disgusting, but they are our people, and that's what we should think.
They're our worst horrible people.
If you want to reach me with other horrible stories that just don't involve animals, maybe would be nice. Hit me up on Twitter at @JGViney or visit us at BaDoink.io and read our lovely articles as well.
That sounds like excellent advice.
Thank you.
I'm going to close up on that sheep.
Hold still.